Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Georgia Department of Education Community Forum for General Music. And I am Megan Endicott. I am the moderator for our general music community. And I'm so excited that we have this space that we music educators across the state can get together and we can share some ideas, offer support to each other, and build a stronger, more united community. I look forward to getting to know each of you more and more and see all the amazing things that you're doing in your classroom and learn and grow from each other. Today's first webinar is intended to help us get to know each other a little bit better. So let's get started. So let's start with my musical journey. So growing up, I wanted to be like my family members. Okay, my older sister played piano, and so did all of my cousins, and we all grew up on the same street together. And I thought, you know what, that sounds really beautiful and exciting, and I want to do that. So in first grade, I started playing the piano. Then, of course, middle school happened, and I thought, you know what? All of my cousins are in the band, so that sounds fun. And now I have to pick an instrument. So, what am I going to play? Well, a cousin from across town was playing a very unique, a very different instrument, and it really just got me very excited. And I thought, you know what? Not very many people play this. Nobody's playing this at my school. It sounds amazing. So, I decided to play the oboe. And that, of course, has been my pride and joy and my passion. It took me through college. But being an oboist is something that doesn't carry to all different areas of music, right? So my school was a very, very small school, and they actually let us play in middle school. We got to play in the high school groups. So what was really fun with the oboe is, as a sixth grader, I got to play with the high school band. And I played with them from sixth grade all the way through 12th grade. Now, of course, you guys can imagine what a sixth grade oboe player sounded like in a high school band. So let's just say I had to learn really quickly, really fast, how to play my instrument. And I think definitely that helped me learn and grow as a musician, playing with various groups of people and various different levels. So then marching band comes, and you can't play oboe in the marching band. And in eighth grade, because our band was so tiny, they let eighth graders decide what to play. Well, I guess play in the marching band. And so I decided, since I know how to play the piano, a natural fit for me would be the front pit ensemble, the percussion group. And so I played the xylophone and marimba, and it was definitely a joy being on the front. Of course, everyone was a little jealous because they all had to do some marching, and I got to more observe and watch and see how all of that worked out. So that was a great excitement for me. But my cousin, of course, became the drum major, and I thought that position was just, it was something I aspired to do. I wanted to do more with music, I wanted to learn more, and I wanted to help others learn and grow too. And I noticed with this position, I was able to, you're able to work with different groups of different ensembles and make them be, just sound like one whole. And I went to camps and learned all sort of things. And then, of course, yay, I became the drum major of my school. And I got to do that for 2 good years. And then it was off to college. So upon arriving to college, I suddenly realized that all of the music majors were on the drum line. And they were true percussionists. And I knew it would be really hard to brush up on my skills enough to make this elite group. So I reached out to my college director, and he said, just pick something you want to play and we'll make it work. So I picked, of course, the smallest instrument that was easy to carry around, because after all, it's college and no one wants to lug around an instrument all over all the different states, right, at the games. So I chose the piccolo. So I picked the littlest one to play. And there was 50 of us playing in that group, so talk about a lot of sound. Now that you know my musical journey, I thought it would be great for you guys to get to know a little bit about me and my family. While I was in college, my husband, Steve, We were great friends for about 5 years before we decided to go on our first date. And of course, the rest is history. We have two little men, Landon, who is 7, and Harper, who is 10. And of course, they couldn't be more different. But the best part for me, especially being a music educator, is that teaching in elementary school, I get to take my kids to work with me every single day. And we get to talk and laugh on our way to school and home from school. And of course, we love to do all sorts of fun things outside in the woods, which is great for a mom with 2 boys, right? So growing up, I spent a lot of time outdoors. I have a passion for hiking and going to places where most people don't really ever get to see. Backpacking under the stars, of course, is included in all the fun. My husband and his friends love rappelling, and of course, I had no idea that this girl who was afraid of heights would really enjoy this hobby. And I do. Of course, you're tied to something, so it makes it a lot easier to not be afraid of falling if you're holding on in your control of your speed. Now, a common theme you've heard me talk about already throughout this presentation is my family. I mean, they shaped my entire musical journey. And I love spending time with my family and my extended family. So we all grew up on the same street. And I love the fact that we still to this day make a point to see each other and have opportunity to laugh and make memories now with their kids. It's always going to be forever one of my favorite memories. So you'll see us at the bottom here in shaving cream fight because, I mean, whose family doesn't have a great shaving cream fight, right? Now let's talk about my experience. I went and got my bachelor's in music education from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs! And following that, I went and landed my first job in my hometown, and I worked there for several years before I found Steve, and we got married, and I moved to the district that I'm currently in Fulton County. While pursuing my first years in teaching, I was ready for a new challenge. So I went to Central Michigan University and earned my master's degree in educational technology. And of course, I can't let that stop me. So I decided here recently, as of 2019, I went back to get my specialist at Kennesaw State University in instructional technology, and I doubled up because why not? Educational leadership, which has really, I learned so many valuable lessons through the educational leadership program on how different departments work and more of the administrative side so that I could make myself a better teacher. You know, what are some of those key elements that people are looking at in education? What are some current trends and how can we overcome some of these things? So that degree to me has been just incredibly rewarding and so different and outside of my normal box that I feel it's given a greater lens. So that is a little bit about my background, but I do a couple of other things around my district. I serve as a fine arts support team member where I get to coach and work with other elementary school music teachers. It's a very exciting job where I get to learn and grow with others. We get to bounce ideas off of each other. I get to see them teach. I get to see their babies get excited about learning. And we really get a chance to, coach and mentor in a way that's focused on music education. And another reason why I'm really excited about this position, we all get to work together as music educators. We're not the lone people on the island anymore. We have each other. I also serve as a lead on an executive committee for a district technology team on our district. So I get to work with K through 12, and we talk about ways to integrate technology in ways that are meaningful for students, which right now is extremely relevant. And I know you guys understand that with our constant flip from a hybrid learning model to face-to-face. I truly believe that this current situation has changed the way education is being viewed and will continue to be. And we've opened a lot of doors for students to learn and grow in a way that we weren't able to do before. So it's been neat serving on this team to help find unique situations to effectively do a simultaneous or hybrid learning model with teachers in all different fields. I also, for fun, lead the student tech team at my school, as well as a music tech team, where my students have the opportunity to work with authentic music tools and resources. They are able to create and generate music, and they get to publish it and share with the world. So that's been something new that I was happy to add to my list of things. The students currently have a podcast series that we actually haven't started yet this year, but last year we got really big into it, even got to interview the superintendent. We've reached out to some professionals in the field and gotten different perspective on how music is important to build that advocacy piece. In addition, also show the kids a little more about the relevance of what it is we're doing and why we're doing it. And just because I think this is really important, what we're talking about with our learning community, at my own school, I get to lead the Professional Learning Coalition, and it is all about strengthening and making professional learning communities work in our own school. And I look forward to seeing how we can mesh this and make this learning community the best that it can be together. So a couple of quick things about my teaching philosophy. It's a goal of mine in each class for students to sing, for students to move, to play. That's instruments, right? Or sometimes it's playing with puppets, or just making the fun, the play, bringing the excitement to the classroom, to cooperate, to collaborate, and of course, the most important, to have fun. We want our students to leave music class with a joy, excitement, and passion. And we bring that by us with our content knowledge and us with our excitement. Because we know that we elementary school teachers, we matter. We have a unique opportunity to work with the entire student body for over the course of many consecutive years. This offers us time, of course, to build those relationships with students and their parents unique to others in our buildings. We're able to watch them grow, and we're able to help mold them along the way. Taking time to develop them culturally is incredibly important and something that the arts has the opportunity to do. And I'm sure you'll agree that while you're teaching the students the skills they need to meet and exceed standards, that you're also teaching them the value of cooperation, of teamwork, success, failure, problem solving, critical thinking, and creative thinking, all while tying in relevance from across the curriculum. So we naturally do all of these things. Talk about developing the whole child. That's us, music teachers. Perhaps my favorite part of teaching music is the ability for our students to master a concept. And to truly master a concept is to practice, to adjust, to evaluate, to analyze, and then finally to perform a polished production for an authentic audience. And music is one of the very few rare opportunities where this actually gets to occur. You matter. I am very passionate about building community and collaborating with others. I love the idea of finding ways to make students' work open to parents and sometimes even, of course, to the community when possible. So in my classroom, I find ways to use online portfolios. I try to make lots of video productions of my students and share them on the internet. The key, of course, is finding easy ways to make this magic happen. So last year, for example, I think we were all devastated when we had a flip, and we got to figure out real quickly, how do we make learning fun for our kids in ways that are outside the box. So students would in class, and next thing you know, we're not in class, so you can take your course and make it a digital production that you can share with friends and families all online. Students can still show their solos, they can have small ensemble performances, and they can have dance routines, all online virtually. So we can do so many things, not just face-to-face, but also in a blended environment. I also love partnering with other schools, school districts, community members, and professionals in the field. It makes learning more relevant for students and, of course, encourages them to think outside of their own little box, right? We live in our little music room, and so often our students forget that there's more to music and there's more to life outside of that. So we know too that music doesn't only affect the youngsters, but also the teachers in our building. So I always try to find ways to promote teachers in our building through performing arts. So at the end of the school year, my school likes to do a big final production, a big song and dance routine that we publish for the kids to celebrate the fact that we made it to the end of the year, and they get to see their teachers in a whole new way. So not only are we building community through music with the teachers, they're bonding, they're stepping outside of their comfort zone, but they're also showing the students that they have a creative side and a fun side. And it changes the vibe of the entire school. Every single adult gets to participate in this. So building community and collaboration, I think, is one of the most important things. And I really look forward to our collaboration together in this PLC. But of course, the reason why we do all of this is for our students. We do all of this amazing work for sweet little faces like these. And I know that we love to see the smiles on our students' faces when we do something fun with them, something that gives them that aha moment, something that challenges them. There's a couple of things that I wanted to share with you that I've been doing with my students recently that I definitely feel has given them that aha moment. One of my most recent events, we were working on teaching form in my classroom, and students had to use, they got to actually pick their favorite technology resource. There's a couple of different technology applications that allow you to take, loop tracks and be able to build them and organize them in a way to create form or pattern. And so not only giving them choice got them excited, but giving them the chance to use real, live, grown-up digital tools to create something that they can then download and keep and share, really built that excitement. They were so proud to have their new ringtone that they created themselves, or maybe it was their alarm that they set. Some students took that same form lesson and created music to be the backdrop for their own slideshow productions. So when they were in class, they had their own authentic music. We spoke about copyright laws, and they understood that you can't just go and just take anything off the internet, your favorite song, and then just start putting it in a presentation and calling it yours. But you can make your own, and let's learn how. So it really generates a different level of understanding of music and its importance. And that's just one example of a few. Another thing that my students have really enjoyed doing is video production. It's really hard sometimes to find ways for kids to feel comfortable in their own skin. And so movement is a great place for you to show creativity and understanding of music elements like dynamics and tempo and just the expression piece of music. And so we've had them create their own videos with groups, of course, and they were able to show and demonstrate different elements of a dance and how it ties into music expression. Students were able to show levels of high and low, and they were able to add in heavy and light movements. And they played with the green screens. I'm sure everyone's heard of green screens and played with those. Students can make their own backdrop and have a full-on polished production that can be published and shared. What really I think makes them feel comfortable in their own skin, though, is the collaboration. Students don't always like to feel isolated, and they don't want to be pointed out or called out by themselves. So I find that grouping them with students that they're friends with or they feel more comfortable with really gives them that element of, I can do this, and no matter how silly I might feel right now, my friends feel silly too, and we're working on this and doing this together. And at the end of the day, when they're watching the production, they get these cute little smiles, and they're so excited about their learning.
Yeah, I like that one.
Should we do that one?
Yeah, I like the second one.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, can we try this one?
Let's do conga.
Conga.
You guys took this one?
Yeah.
Amanda, do you like Erie?
I think we should do let's dynamics. We need actually we need fortissimo, endicott. Do we have to do andante? Forgot the I. Forgot what it is.
Yeah, I'll do that later.
Saw Grandma Jojo playing with her toe, fooba, wooba, fooba, wooba. Saw Grandma Jojo playing with her toe, fooba, wooba, John. Saw Grandma Jojo playing with her toe, then start dancing with Grandma Bobo. Oh John, fooba, wooba, John.
Saw a bat ride a cat. Fooba wooba, fooba wooba. Saw a bat ride a cat. Fooba wooba, fooba John. Saw a bat ride a cat on a magic mat. Oh John, fooba wooba John.
Saw a star go to Mars. Fooba wooba, saw a star go to Mars. Fooba wooba, John. Saw a star go to Mars with some futuristic cars. Oh John, fooba wooba, John. Oh John, fooba wooba, John.
Eat a fly, fooba wooba, saw a guy. Eat a fly, fooba wooba, John. Saw a guy eat a fly while being chased by kites. Oh John, fooba wooba.
Now, you guys, if you want to get in touch with me, I am out on social media in various places. You can find me on Twitter. My handle is Endicott Spot. You can find me on Instagram at Dolvin Music. You can find me on YouTube by searching my name, and my website, www.dolvinmusicendicott.blogspot.com. And of course, feel free to follow the Georgia Department of Education to stay in the know, and I look forward to working together with you guys. Thanks.